Hello, fellow creature. Today I'm going to show you how to program the player. Okay. Add a when green flag click. We'll make the player show and make it go to the front layer. We'll make it set size to 75%. Okay. Now we're going to make a variable. We're going to name the variable and it is going to be gravity. So we'll set gravity to -1. We'll add 4 more sets code block. Set gravity to -1 and we'll make others called jump force. We'll set jump force to 12 and we'll make another variable. It is going to be accelerate. We'll set acceleration to -1. 15. And last of all, we'll make a new variable called resistance. We will set resistance to 0.8. Okay. We'll make a block. It will be called reset and begin. Okay. We'll drag this code here. There we go. So for the reset and begin, we will add a variable. Set the scene to 0, 1. And we make another variable called speed x and speed y. Okay, make sure you click on this sprite only. We can hide away these. Set speed x to 0 and speed y to 0. Okay. Now we'll create a new variable called falling for the sprite only. We'll set falling to 99. Okay. Now go to the motions category. We'll make the player go to -150 for the x coordinates, and for the y coordinates we'll make it go to 50. Then we'll make a broadcast. Broadcast change scene. When I receive change scene, we've already did that in the previous episode. So now we're also going to broadcast another broadcast called game over, game loop. This would be when it'll show the next level. So when I receive game loop, I'll add a forever block. And I'll add 3 more broadcasts. Oops, don't need that. Okay. First broadcast, I'll name it tick. Tick first. The second broadcast, I'll make it tick player. And for the third broadcast, I'll name it tick last. Okay, so these are the 3 broadcasts. Now I'll go and add at the events category, I'll add a when I receive tick first. Okay. I'll go to the looks category and add switch costume to hitbox. In the costume, you can see costume 20. I have prepared a hitbox. It's purple. Okay. So, when I receive tick first, switch costume to hitbox. Then add a set rotational style to don't rotate. Now we'll add another when I receive tick player. Oh wait, yes, tick player. I'll delete this. There we go. When I receive tick player, I would set the backdrop to if it is touching player. But you can see there is no player because this is the sprite player. So what we can do is we'll move this touching block to another sprite and make it touch player. Then we'll move it back to the player. Now you can see switch backdrop to touching player. Okay. When I receive tick player, it will switch the backdrop to if it's touching player. Now I'll make a new block called controls. Controls up and down. Okay. I'll also make a new block and I'll name it controls left and right. Now I'll add the controls up and down and control left and right block below the tick player. Go to the motions category and add we will create a new block. I'll name it move in steps. This is when the player moves. Now we'll add the variable. Wait, go to the move a block and edit it. We'll make it add an input and I'll name it steps. Okay. Define move in steps. Move in steps and I'll add an operator. The plus apps of speed x plus apps of speed y. Okay. Now this is for our player. You can see that the speed x and speed y will change by X. Now we'll clean these 3 blocks. Here, here, and here. Okay. Go to My Blocks and create a new block called Sets Casting. Okay. Add the Set Casting pink color block below the tick player. Now we're going to program the define controls up and down. If it is touching, if up key press. Because up is when you want the player to jump, we make it press up. We'll add a bigger than and smaller than block. If falling is smaller than 0. Oh wait, 3. Then I'll change set speed Y to the jump force. We'll change speed Y by gravity. Okay, so when speed Y, when the player is up, the player will also, when the player jumps, the player will fall back down. That's why we change speed Y by gravity. Now we'll define the left and right. We'll make 2 new variables called key X for the sprite only and key Y for the sprite only. We'll set key X to 0. We'll also add an math operator. Set key X to left arrow. No, right arrow minus left arrow. Now go to the controls category. Add an if-else statement. We'll add 2 of them. If key X is equal to, let's say 0. If key X is equal to 0, then in the another if-else statement, add if apps of speed X. If apps of speed X is less than 1, then we will create a new variable called frame2 for the sprite only. Set frame2. We'll make it set to 0. And we'll duplicate it. Adding a set speed X to 0. At the else, we will change frame2 by 0.5. Okay? We'll also add this into another else statement, but instead it will change speed X by a math operator. Change speed X by key X times acceleration. At the end of the else statement, we make it point in direction ky times 90. We also make it change frame 2. Change frame 2 by 1. Don't forget to add a broadcast. We make it a new broadcast, new message. We'll name the message called moving. Okay? So, below the else if statement, add a set speed x to 0. This would be the end of it. Set speed x to speed x times resistance. Okay? Now we'll add a broadcast moving. So when I receive moving, since we broadcast moving earlier on, when I receive moving, I'll add an if statement. If the player is touching, if the player is not touching the level. So if the player is not touching the level, we create a new variable. We will change name, create a new variable. Make sure it is cloud variable stored on server. We name it distance move feet. Distance move. Okay? Change distance move by 2. Okay? Now this is the program for the player. We save our project.